Okay, well, I was cut off as I was discussing the world. So that's the end of the major arcana. What I was saying is that the world seemed distinctly type 2, with a more feminine figure in the middle rather than the more masculine with the cloth over the lower body rather than all over across the full body here. So yeah, so let's have a look at the minor. So again, that's the book, just recapping from part 1, all black with printed silver. The creator is a team of people. The copyright is by Dreadful Press, and the box says Sabat Magazines, Le Tarot de l'Étoile Cachée, Tarot of the Hidden Star. The illustrator is but one of the creator, it seems here. There's a writer, there's a graphic designer, and there's a creative director, as well as editorial assistant, editorial intern, and the usual printer, paper, etc., etc. So let's have a look at the minor. Quickly, just the box again, just as a recap. There is the sort of Sabat in circle there in silver on white, very elegantly. Everything is just black, again, extremely elegant. All black with nothing but the star, the name of the deck, and then the specificity of what is here, because they also have majors only. Is an underrated use, majors only, and that echoes, the silver on black and the silver on white there. It's beautiful. I like it a lot. And so let's have a look at this one here. I know nothing of Sabat magazine. I don't know what they're about, and if it's not directly obvious to you, you can see the element of Rider-Waite-Smith here, even though this is based largely on Tarot de Marseille. You can't seem to get away from Rider-Waite-Smith these days, but this it's not reversible. And as someone who either go for was on my way to esoteric tarot and reading really the images or the stories behind the images on the cards rather than reading the cards itself, I don't do reversal, because unlike the I Ching coins of my ancestors, which way the physical coin falls, or the physical coins fall, is what you read. In my opinion, reading the physical card itself is not what I do, and therefore which direction they fall really doesn't contribute to what I'm doing here. So I will talk about just a quick summary. I've spoken about it at length throughout the years that I've vlogged here, but I'm going to give a summary of the way I see tarot, my approach to tarot reading, where I'm at right now, where I was in the past, and the way I see it. So again, this is unidirectional, so it has a clear direction up and down. There's the top and the bottom here with the little credit card, 2 diamonds, and then the cash coming down, so, and the triangle in the eye, and this almost it reminds me of the Rosicrucian cross that's in the back of the Thoth tarot there, all the overlapping crosses. Here is a very I like the, not the cheekiness of it, all these modern elements, the belt here, and then there is this, I know this is, we call this Kantong Samar or Samar's pocket, this particular plant here, and you see the images also, this little signs of the astrological sign for the sun around here. You often see this in old singing bowls or those brass Tibetan bowls. I don't think they're created as singing bowls. It's just sort of evolved gradually as part of sort of like a standing bell. Effectively, you have the star and the moon, and then down here you have the sun and the initial ES in this triangle over there. This looked like a modern watch, the 3 of coins. I'm not going to read, it would be too long. I'll just, I have read a bit of some parts of Major Arcana just to give you an idea of the approach of the handbook. And here you see 2020 on the coins, and clearly the figures are wearing a face mask there. And again, the actual story, the history of our time combined with ancient history, and I really like that. It's this perfect combination of old and new, and it's just tastefully put together. Everything is just so beautifully done. This reminds me of the depiction, the classical depiction of the mouth of hell. You see this in Danilov's, one of Danilov's, Alexander Danilov's art. But it is, and also, is it Alexander Danilov? Am I confusing with the creator of Deviant Moon? Anyway, there is that there, and I think the handbook talked about, you know, being sort of being careful with our money, but how that can be quite in itself like a chain that binds us, etc., etc. And this is the 5 of coins there. I don't know if that's Bitcoin or what, but so this is probably the more traditional. Again, this is, you could see it, you know, the number is not repeated, so it's not reversible, and I rather like that, because traditionally they're reversible because they're playing cards. They have to be able to land this way or that way without having to, you know, whether it's this way or that way is six of coins. So the pearl in the it's clearly facing that way. 7, so the 7 is not repeated, it's just up there, and again with that like a light there. So let's quickly, because we've read from the handbook about the major, so let's have a look at what the story is here. Okay, let's have a look. 7 of coins. Do we have denier? Denier 7, yeah. 7 of the denier. We've seen wheels or allusions to wheels in the deck before. Hello, Wheel of Fortune. How you doing, Chariot? When these spinning discs when these spinning discs show up, we know that fate, cycles, and forward momentum all may be involved. Can this card be about literal travel, or is this a 7? No, it's 8. Okay. I thought something was not quite. What's the 7 then? No. Which one is the 7? Oh, this one. Okay, so that looks like the light of a chariot, of a, you know, an antique car. That's and it's quite intuitive. You look at that and you see lights going that way and that way. It does look like a bit of a deconstructed vehicle, deconstructed early 1900s car. So let's go back to this one here, which is the 8. Pentacles are sensual elements, and here they are marked with the lunar crown of Diana, Roman goddess of the moon. Are they springing forth from the coin purse or raining down into it? Either way, it speaks to the circulation of wealth, and this time with a distinctly feminine spin. Is it time to splurge on something beautiful? Maybe an upgrade to your altar items or witchcraft tools, or perhaps your sacred work is beginning to bring you more supporters or clients. Another consideration, the lotus needs mud to grow. So getting some dirt under your nails, whether literally or metaphorically, might provide a fruitful way to connect with the god or goddess head. This card is about being open to giving and receiving splendor. So it's very clear that the, and I was just looking through the website again of Sabat magazine, and it is witchcraft oriented, which isn't something I subscribe to, but you know, I'm a flexible girl, I can work with anything. And so since I am currently approaching the tarot images by reading simply the images and nothing more, nothing less, I don't subscribe meanings to them. I sometimes read the stories behind the images on the cards, you know, like for example the anecdote tarot. That that approach, you know, reading the stories can't be helped because the whole deck is based on lyrics of songs of and the lyrics are very very storytelling. So Zach pointed out to us that these are condoms, and it doesn't say in the handbook, but I did notice the sperm here, you know, and there's this, and I mean, if sorry, that was my Folio Society book arrived, my latest, and I am not editing this because anyway. So yeah, where was I? So it doesn't say, the handbook doesn't say specifically that that's, you know, what, but where is it? Okay, that completely threw me off track. Okay, here it is. So let's have a look at 9 of Pentacles here. 9 of Coins, 9 of Denier. Many sperm die in the attempt to fertilize an egg. There is a sort of sacrifice in this, or at least what at first glimpse seems like waste. So it is with all generative endeavors. Some authors speak of writing several entire drafts before figuring out what their book is finally supposed to be about. Sometimes we must plant several different types of seeds before learning what will sprout happily in our garden. Can this effort feel frustrating? Of course it can. It might be tempting to quit or to throw up one's hand and say it wasn't meant to be. But the most productive people are those who have the discipline to keep going, detached from outcome. Trust that you have made the right choices and that you are on the right path. Keep going. These quote-unquote wasted attempts are what is getting you closer to making something truly great. So it doesn't, you know, but the illusion is kind of almost, you know, obvious, really. I didn't see it until Zach mentioned it. And I thought, of course, you know, it's round things in square packages. But it could be anything you want, you know, at least the way I approach these images. So this is 10. This is the Valet de Denier. The Cavalier de Deniers. I hope I am pronouncing that correctly. This reminds me of shadow puppets with little hinges or little, what do you call those? You know what I mean? Wow, words just escape me these days. Hinges, not hinges. What do you call hinges in human? Oh my god, okay, never mind. The Queen of Coins. The King of Coins, very, very, we all know this position. You see this in the in a lot of the Noble and the rest of it. I don't know what he's smoking there, but I'm a little worried whether that's healthy for him. We have this hanging there, really cute. This is the Bâton, stronger than you know. 2 of Bâton with the moth. And again, the Canton Samar, the Samar's pocket there. Samar is a character. It's a character of a Sanskrit epic tale that people of Java, that some people in Indonesia, definitely in Java, inherited from people in South Asia and India. This is, again, that's 3 of Bâton with the sun. We have the 4 of Bâton, so you could see it's totally unreversible, and I love it. I absolutely love it because it gives me permission to read the images and the stories instead of the physical card itself, you know. So this is 5 with the thingamajig here, which I forgot the name of. So there's the pearl again up here, and up there is like, I want to say, is it a mirror or is it the globe, the world? I can consult the handbook later on. So again, this kind of like the light thing that you saw in the Seven of Coins, alluding to movement like a deconstructed card just now. There could be something else. Again, we can consult you get the flavor of the handbook by now, I hope. So the pattern of the pips are very TDM, but with little embellishments. And again, this is not gray. This actually, if you can see there, is very muted silver. Very, very well done. This is the Valet of Baton. This is the Cavalier of Baton. The Knight of Stars here with the airplane at the top and the symbol for location on our digital device map there. I love the contrast between the ancient and the current, very, very current. Like that mask really hit me, that face mask. You don't see that in the Western world. You see that a lot in Asia. Now it's all over the world. This is the Queen of Baton. And this is the King of Baton. Oh, I have to note that I am confusing. I was going to say the artist I was thinking about is Modigliani. And so I could have sworn it was a he. So during our live chat, I think one of you said Madoni, and I said yes, because I was thinking of Madoni, because I suppose it's sort of Madonesques as well. But Madoni is a female artist, and I could have sworn the artist I was thinking about was male. So yeah, so I was confusing her for the Italian, I believe. He's Italian, Modigliani. He's definitely male, and he's a painter. So this is interesting. This Two of Cups. So with the very phallic, very devilish character there. And then there's the moon up there. So masculine, feminine, maybe, potentially. I'm so curious. I want to keep this length manageable, but I am ever so curious. So Two of Cups, what does that say? Because that phallic is very hard to miss, What am I looking at? Cups, right? Coupe, cup. So what does it say? Twos often speak of unions, and in this one, winks at an emotionally intense one. Chalices are receptive by definition, but when an airy sword, fiery wand, or other phallus fill them, great magic is afoot. It's not a matter of heteronormative sexual activity, or even necessarily sex at all, though the card's crackling kitty tells us that's certainly a possibility. So hold on to your knickers, or better yet, cast them aside completely. This, it can also signify a symbolic combining of opposite energies. Here is Gamos style. Sometimes these interactions can drown us, digest us, or wash us away. Best case scenario is they can replenish and bring us divine collaboration and even love. I really like that. I like that the sort of a combination of the receptive and the assertive is pointed out, that it's not about heteronormative, and that is exactly what the Lovers always for me. It's not about being heteronormative, but when there are two feminines or two masculines in the one Lovers card, for me it completely take away from the essence of the Lovers, which is yin and yang, a combination of yin and yang, and the beginning of the alchemy that is in temperance.